Hello, everyone. Jeff Lawson here, back for the next episode of Signal Over Noise. And would really like to introduce our new guest. Well, I'll let him do that. Emmanuel, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and, what the agency's up to.
Sure. Yeah. My name's Emmanuel Rose. My company is called Strategic E-Marketing, and we are helping people and executives and businesses work with AI deployments for their uh, lead generation, marketing, content marketing, and whole business innovations. And been doing this, the AI side of things since 2021, and the agency's been around since 2010. And we like to work in the B2B space, in the manufacturing and health and fitness and finance.
Excellent. Excellent. So you've been in I'll just kind of jump around a little bit. I mean, you obviously have a very long track record. Congratulations. But,
Right.
working in the AI space since 21 is really, that's goes back to its roots in terms of actual application in the business world, I think. So tell us what AI was, 3 years ago and what AI is today. Uh,
Well, the pre-chat days, it was definitely locked behind the door for only the IT guys, right? Only the nerds were really using it. I mean, the I think it was like 1956 is when they started conceptualizing AI, so machine learning, and it's been a part of our lives for a long time, just really behind that layer of coders. And in the early 2020s, uh, it took way more coding skill than it does now. And I I read a book. I think it was published in like '97 that was marketing and AI from a professor in
Really?
Berkeley, and then started digging around and see that it was gaining some traction and catching momentum, and I knew this it was going to impact marketing. I had no idea at the level that it was going to impact
Right.
marketing.
Right. Right.
But the retailization of ChatGPT really in 23 really helped trigger this little bubble that we're in.
Yeah, yeah, neat, neat. Well, I guess you might consider yourself, or I do anyway, one of the pioneers anyway of applying AI to marketing. Who were some of the early adopters on the other side? That you recall, were sort of pulling you along with them, or knocking on your door.
Well, there's a really smart company in Portland, Oregon called Synaptic, and Steven Sklar, who's the one of the founders and CEO there, and he's somebody who I've spent time picking his brain and understanding what uh, what is reality, what is fantasy, and
Uh-huh.
at this point in time, though, there is a very thin line between what you can dream up and what you can produce in a very short order. It's pretty phenomenal.
So talk to us about, your biggest accomplishment from your point of view in the last year.
Well, that's an interesting question. Um, for me, it is. I've been working to build what I call service as software. So everything that we touch in the agency, I'm working to produce either automations or software to support what the humans are doing. And I finished a book called Ranked and Cited, and it's about the modern marketing campaign as of this year,
Hmm.
starting with human psychology, moving all the way through ICPs and brand books and all the fundamentals and keywords, and then content marketing, and then ending with agents. That's kind of how I see the flow right now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and then I built a software tool that that manages all steps of that process as we know it right now. Um, and so that was getting the book done and then building the software site is a pretty big pull.
Oh, that's great. How are you going to publish that?
Oh, I self-publish and push it to Amazon. I'm not super not super egotistical about the books. I see them as marketing pieces, really,
Uh-huh.
and I uh, use them as a way to just to take a position. I think that's one of the things that I early on in 23, I was like, well, how come nobody's saying this, and how come nobody's thinking about this, and I realized, oh, I'm the guy that's got to put those stakes in the ground, and so I've published a series of books on AI. I think I'm up to about six now, AI and marketing, that are my positions in prompt writing and generative engine optimization and the agentic pivot, right? And that
Uh-huh.
these are things that as professionals we should be, I think that we should be paying attention to and understanding the threats, the obligations, and the opportunities that exist within this massive technological shift that we're experiencing as humans and as business professionals.
What do you enjoy most about writing those books, creating those books, whether or not they're books or promotional materials?
Yeah.
What's the joy in it for you?
Oh, well, thinking through in a way that is communication to other humans and then being done with it because it is a torturous process. Um, it's not, there's nothing fun about it. Um, but I think having that kind of that finished product, final piece is really the joy for me. Something I can then pass around and let some people even read them, which is even better.
Well, I tell you what, you've piqued my curiosity. I'll certainly do that. And hey, if you'd like to mention them or a little bit more about them before we move on, go for
Sure.
it. Because I'm certainly finding it intriguing.
Well, yeah. So the first book that I wrote was about marketing in Generation Z, right? And that was where I started, and I was like, here's 68 million people coming into the marketplace, and this is something I need to be aware of for the rest of my career because they're such a big part of it. Um, and then from there, then I wrote Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI,
Mhm.
um, and um, and talked just about making sure that we maintain our connection to the human beings that we're talking to. I mean, I think it's fine. I love the AI tools. I think it's amazing what we're able to generate, but we still have to stay connected to one person having an issue that we're trying to solve for them, and it's always one person. It's not more than that. Yeah. And I did write a book about uh, prompt writing, generative engine optimization, and the agentic pivot, and then the one in there about the social CEO and about how the CEO needs to take the space as the primary influencer for their brand and their company. And I think particularly baby boomers have a hard time with that. They don't really want to be the face at that level, even though that's what Generation Z demands is that level of transparency and authenticity.
Gotcha. Do you practice what you preach?
Absolutely, there's no other way to do it. I have my podcast, which I think I'm around 400 episodes now, and my commitment this year has been to do solo episodes and spend more time as the voice that way, not just as the interviewer.
I got you. Nice, nice. That's something for me to think about too. Well, you mentioned it and about ICP, ideal customer. Well, let's talk about the ideal client from your point of view.
Yeah.
What in this day and age, you know, heavy dose of AI involved. What would be the ideal client for you? How would they present themselves? Uh, what would that be for you?
For me, and it's been pretty much similar over the last, whatever, 2 decades, however long it's been now, um, is that I have a brand led by a CEO or a CMO that is willing to let most of the marketing be a black box and just manage on KPIs. That's the ideal situation, right? Where they say, here's our product line, here's the core foundation of the company, what we believe and what we stand for, and here's what the product does, and here's who we've sold some things to in the past, or who we think we should sell to, and then turn it loose and let me and my team be creative under the uh, the demand to produce the KPIs, but that not go trying to turn all the buttons or all the dials, if you know what I mean.
In terms of deciding what the KPIs are, how does that, come about?
Well, yeah, I mean, typically the only KPI that matters are leads that turn into sales, right? Like that's the constant driver. And so for me, as we're building these dashboards that are reporting back to clients, I always want to know, and I always want to pull data to know how many appointments, how many sales are we actually producing through this process. And the process has changed. I think that's the biggest thing, is that we used to think in terms of funnels, but now the funnels have all scattered and everybody is self-educating in a myriad ways. And so we're really producing content per ICP and looking to see then when the ICP shows up on the other end for into the CRM or into the sales department. So
Well, if it's not a funnel, have you thought of a metaphor for what it is or what it's going to be?
I think it's chaos. I think that's what we call
Chaos.
it.
That's what came to mind.
It's well, I think the GEO guy or the AEO guys, they call it search everywhere. And I think that it's not even search, it's self-educate everywhere now,
Uh-huh.
right? And that is the fascinating challenge that we have, I think, as professional marketers, is to figure out how to think about more from AI, DA, or however you want to break it down in terms of attention and interest and decision making and action, and then figuring out how initial pieces of content, and then how that age demographic and that individual psychographic likes to consume information to then move into the next step. So it's as complicated as accounting now, I think.
Or filling out your income tax form, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then beyond that, what's the biggest challenge that you face, as the head of your agency today?
Well, there's two things. One is that everybody's become a marketing expert since they have ChatGPT now. So that is, I think, a fascinating challenge. Is There's a lot of ad hoc marketing that happens in organizations, and I think ChatGPT is going to be the solution. And you and I both know that's a weak, inadequate example of marketing that happens when you just start chit chatting with the bot. Um, and so that at least it's some interesting conversations and some tough talk between me and clients sometimes.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and then just maintaining the creatives and keeping the creatives um, focused on using the AI tools where it makes sense, so that they can be freed up to do the creative work. And that's always the interplay for me, is getting the graphic designers to use the Canva automations of Canva AI for things like social posts or something that we can templatize or automate, and then free them up to go and do some stuff that's more fun
Yeah,
and
that's interesting. How are the the quote unquote creatives uh, interacting with or dealing with AI, given what it potentially can do, good or bad.
Yeah.
How's
That's
that
I
going?
just just a lot of heels dug in is what I'm seeing. I haven't met any graphic designers or photographers or videographers are a little different. They tend to be a little more mercenary, but the photographers and the graphic designers and the copywriters that they're digging their heels in, which I think is going to be to their detriment ultimately, unfortunately.
Gotcha. So, at the end of the day, what makes you guys unique from the other agencies out there that you compete with?
I have a really deep understanding of the what the purpose of marketing in an organization is, and it is to be the engine to the sales team, and that ultimately we have to be producing income in order to be valuable, and so we're always beautiful and on brand and on time, and staying focused on the KPIs that matter on the balance sheet and the KPIs of the executives who are managing us or our intermediaries.
Yeah, how do senior marketing guys take that? The fact that you are interested in the KPIs, the revenue side, to understand really what kind of impact the work's having. How do they take that?
Well, yeah, I mean the marketing people. I mean, the average CMO I think stays in an organization for less than 18 months, and so and I think the reality is because uh, the rest of the organization, typically the rest of the marketing and upper management is so focused on sales and are disconnected from how what it actually takes to generate good marketing. So the CMO is the fall guy, fall person, typically.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Um, so, what's preventing you guys from doubling your business in the next year?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know that I want to double the marketing agency. I think uh, that's probably that's probably one thing. That's not my interest to double it.
Hmm.
Like to add a client or two every month. I think that's a good pace. I like the size of it the way that it is now, and I like that we're able to support some other startup and other ventures that I have, other businesses I'm part of. So
Gotcha.
that's how I'm hedging. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. So, with respect to AI, can you share how you're using it for clients, how you're using it for inside the agency? Give us a peek at
Yeah.
what that's looking like today.
Yeah, I mean, are truly an AI first organization, and we're using Zapier and Make and Replit and N8N and Claude Code and Claude Cowork, and we're finding all the spaces that are mundane and click and paste, and all those things have been eliminated. We're looking, like for my instance, my podcast process, it's probably an 80-step process that's automated with 3 human in a loop checkpoints. So we're very committed to the automations and using them natively, like in Asana. Like those Asana as a project management tool, got lots of really great automations and AI assist. So that's the first part. We're very committed to that. Every week, I'm asking my project manager, "What's next on the list to automate?" Right?
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
So you're looking for the repetitive tasks, the things that ought to be done by AI, and just knocking them off one at a time is what I hear you saying.
yeah, and we have been for the last few years. And then for clients, we're titrating it into existing campaigns. so that some of my legacy clients that I've had for whole 17 years I've been in business, we're adding AI agents to their outbound. We're adding counter automations and things that make sense that way. And then with new clients, we have the chance to build it out fresh and use some of these tools that I've built in order to support their generative engine optimization or their agentifying their top of the funnel outreach.
Hmm. I imagine the new clients that you're finding are real open to it, maybe even asking for it, as opposed to you sharing a vision with them. They're probably coming to you with a vision now.
Yeah, the last few years of Accenture and ChatGPT advertising on the Super Bowl and TV has created a lot of AI curiosity.
Yeah,
And for the companies that haven't started their deployment process, everybody's always like, "Well, yeah, I've used ChatGPT a little bit." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's good." And then let's actually talk about how you get some ROI from this process versus just some dallying around trying to find the best potato salad recipe.
I gotcha. I gotcha. The name of my podcast is Signal Over Noise, and I think you're a great guy to be talking to because the whole idea is, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of headlines. There's a lot of content. The idea is to kind of cut through that by talking to guys like yourself. What do you see as really important that maybe other people are sort of blowing off or missing or you know just not aware of that you think is really uh, going to be driving business today and in the future that others aren't respecting the way they should?
I think the biggest thing is building your custom GPTs. And so you got to identify these workflows that you're engaged in, and then whether it's a gem or a custom GPT or a Claude project, that you build out these repositories for brand book building, for instance, or keyword generation, or uh, I have proposal generator. I mean, my proposal generator is amazing. It saves me probably 6 hours every time. It's a 15-minute process now. So the customizing of these workspaces is the foundation for the agentification that you're going to be building in 6 months to 12 months. And so taking the time to go through your work day, understand the repetitive tasks that you do, build an SOP, and then build a custom GPT to support that SOP is where you get the 30% of your work time back. And I think the rigor of that as a professional is the thing that people overlook and step over way too much.
Talk to us about that in terms of, it's one thing to plant the garden. It's the other thing to weed the garden and
Yeah,
water it and fertilize it. Talk to us just about, in terms of your proposal writer, not specific, not giving anything away, but
yeah.
how often do you update that and freshen it
Every
up?
time I use it. I build all my processes to be self-healing and self-educating. So for instance, on the CRM that I built, I get an email every week from the CRM that says, here are the 10 things you should be thinking about with your CRM and what should we update right now. So that's the genius of this tool that we have is that at any point you can go in and set that reminder to have it trigger you and ask you that question. So in a custom GPT, every time I produce the document in the proposal writer, bring it into Google Drive, open it in Word or in Google Sheets or whatever, go through, edit it, read it, edit it, make my changes, and then I download it and I put it back into the prompt and I say, uh, this is the final document for this proposal you generated. Learn from it and tell me what you learned. And then it spits out the 6 or 7 things. You added a space here, you repaginated, you added something, blah, blah, blah. And I say, yeah, push that into permanent. So that way, eventually it will be 100% compliant and I will just have to read it and I won't have to edit it anymore.
Right, right. Imagine this scenario. Mid-sized organization, a guy, great sales guy, been out in the field, killed it in terms of quote unquote sales, leader
Right.
year after year after year. And the head marketing guy leaves and they pluck that sales guy from sales into marketing. He's brand new, fresh marketing VP.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, good character, good values, has potential, but really has no quote unquote marketing experience. What would your coaching be for him to focus on?
Let's see. I would tell him to go uh, buy every book by Jay Abraham he can find, and spend a week reading, and then I would have him hire me for weekly sessions because he's going to need that for the next year. I always wonder why people equate sales and or actually conflate sales and marketing like that, but it happens.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I happen to be on the marketing side, and I have two
yeah,
brothers that are on the sales side, and we couldn't be more different in all respects,
for
including what we
sure.
do and how we think about the world. And I've learned a lot from that. That's
Yeah.
great. Um, Anything else you'd like to add and share with listeners who might have bumped into this and hung with the last 20 so minutes we've had that
Well, if
maybe
anybody did
ought to
that,
be on this
that'd be
video
amazing.
that I didn't give you a chance to talk about?
No, I just I want to say that the purpose of technology, in my opinion, is to learn it and use it and leverage it, and then free up some time, and not just go and spend that time doing more work. So I encourage everybody to continue to learn with that extra time, continue to spend times with your friends and family, and get outside into nature away from the screens with that extra time.
Great, great. Well, everyone, I really appreciate Emmanuel joining us today. I encourage you to go over to his website, Strategic E-Marketing. I think we've learned a couple things. He also has some books out there that I'm sure you can bump into on his website. Has a podcast. Any other ways we might enjoy your learnings that you've shared, Emmanuel?
Just go into ChatGPT and type Emmanuel Rose, and you get a bunch of stuff in there.
Great. I plan to do that. I hope my listeners do as well. Emmanuel,
Yeah.
thank you for the time. Really appreciate it. And, best of luck.
Thanks, Jeffrey. I really appreciate the conversation. I've enjoyed it.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll be reading some of your stuff and be back in touch.